Then we're gonna get our capo, our handy capo, put that on that 6 spread.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Araceli, aka Chelly, and today on Chelly's Mental Wealth, I'm gonna be interviewing Tatiana. She actually owns Andreas Healthy Kitchen, and I actually connected with her when I went to the Health and Wellness Expo. And she was actually the first booth that I hit, and I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that there's something like this, and then it's Latina owned. I was just blown away and super excited that there was someone that was as passionate about juicing that was Latinx. So do you want to introduce yourself, Tatiana?
Thank you, Araceli. Yeah, my name is Tatiana Pacheco, and we met at the Women Expo, the Health and Wellness Expo. You know, at that day, to be honest, I was feeling the good energy just in that room. We were all just excited and happy to be there. So it was a great event.
It was. Yeah. So as soon as I grabbed all of her stuff, I tried her juices, and actually I was blown away by her. I think it was the lime, ginger one. Oh, it tastes so good. Especially if you guys love limon, that is the one that I would recommend. It's the best juice that I've tasted here. I haven't tasted all of them. I'm going to be drinking this one right here. It's called the charcoal lemonade, and it has activated charcoal, alkaline water, lemon, engave, and lavender. I don't know what engave is. Agave. Okay, I'm sorry, I pronounced it wrong. All right. So the reason why I also wanted to interview Tatiana is because I actually wanted to see how her mental health journey was while she started her business, what she went through, if she had any barriers, what she did to overcome them, and how she currently feels right now. If she's still struggling with the same barriers, if she's not. And then at the end, I'm also going to ask her what she feels she can recommend or provide value to anyone that might want to start a business, so at least they're aware of like things that we might not really talk about when we have a business, because it's like the hard times. So I kind of wanted to really talk about the really nitty-gritty hard times when we do businesses, because sometimes it's difficult for us to talk about it, but it's the reality. We deal with a lot of stress.
Yes.
So yeah, so I'm gonna go into my phone. Let me pour my drink here first. Oh wow.
You know, it's not a common color. Like people, when they see it black, they're like, but then when you taste it, trust me, you're gonna like it.
Paper straw, okay? Protecting the environment, because my cousin's so into like paper straw.
Yeah, right now it is.
I like it. Honestly, I really like it. I like her juices because I'm very picky with like it not being too watered down, and I just like the fact that I can still taste flavor when I drink all of her juices. I really don't.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you, Tatiana, where was your mental health before you started your business? Was mental health even like an important aspect in your life? Because I know everybody's different depending if it was exposed to you when you were a child or not, or if family were having services or not, or even talked about a therapy.
To be honest, I believe that we all have at one point in our life have a moment when it's not easy, and I did. Basically, that was the reason why I ended up here in the United States. In my case, it was because I was with a lot of problems with my parents were getting divorced. I was in the middle, so I kind of was like, okay, that's it. I don't want to be in the middle. I want to be out of this situation. So that's I think that was the number one. At that moment, I didn't recognize that it was, like a real mental problem. I guess my only solution was just to leave, and that's why I came. And then, so many things, when you're an immigrant, you come here, like, I guess my personality, I'm very strong, so I was always looking for the positive, even though if I didn't have any good moment. But right before starting Andreas Healthy Kitchen, I was working full time. I was in that place for I think 4 or 5 years, and it started after a very dramatic termination. So Andreas Healthy Kitchen was the result of me saying stop, no more. I'm not gonna depend on someone to have my check. And that I was, getting laid off like every 3 years, 4 years. But that last time, I'm telling you, it was
your last straw.
No, the way that they did it. So it was really a wrong termination. It was very dramatic, and I don't even know how I drove back home that day. I was a mess. I was really a mess. I was crying and crying, didn't know what to do. It was like a start all over again. And bills they don't know about termination. Like you still have to pay your bills. So it was very, very stressful time. I would say for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, I was devastated. I didn't know what to do. So I believe that because of my strong personality, even though when I have really down moments, because I have a great husband, and I able to overcome those troubles or those hard moments.
Because one thing that I want to elaborate what you mentioned is one thing that I can think in my head is, okay, I know that you probably left your parent situation because it was too much, and your coping skill was for you to, well, I'm going to change my environment. Like, this is not helping me, so I'm going to go and start my own life because this is already making me more stressful. It's transferring over me, so you're going over here and then still having to work really hard and being persistent, and those having to be laid off a couple of times and then boom. But I think the resiliency, I think that I want people to understand too, is that the fact that she went through those 2 weeks period of feeling sad, it's important.
Oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
Important.
I cried a lot.
And because I feel a lot of similarities to that. That I siento todo, like I'm all sad for a couple of weeks, but then as soon as everything's out and dancing, is when okay, vamos a poner las pilas and let's do something about it. You know, let's make a change and let's not feel sad anymore. So that
I think that's very important because crying over something that happened to you is not gonna make a difference. And I would say the beautiful mistake that we always make when we're in a situation is that we ask why.
Yes.
Right? And the more you ask why, the more you're going to feel down, you're going to feel sad. So I think we have to stop asking ourselves why and just say, okay, what I'm going to do about this. I think, but when you're sad or when you're in a difficult time, you don't think that. But 2 weeks should be enough to.
Yeah. I think that because I always do say is like, or if you do start to feel really, really sad and you don't want to get out of bed and you're crying and you're being sad past 2 weeks, that's when it becomes like you might have to talk to a therapist or you might have to do something more drastic to help you get out of that funk, because now it's because some people may not have that resilience, you know, to get out of it so quickly, or to realize like, okay, I'm done feeling sad. I wallowed, I mourned the death of that transition, and I'm moving on, you know, and I felt it, and it happened for a reason. Now I'm going to use that strength that I built and put it into something positive, you know, and that motivates you. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Because I know there's a lot of people that deal with losing jobs, and they sometimes don't know what to do. And
especially right now, I feel that there is way more competition than before.
Oh, yes.
And it is a trauma because you're without a job, like, okay, now I'm going to apply to another job that another 30 are applying, you know?
And you don't want to go back, especially when you're used to already kind of owning your own business. It's that's scary. And I'm sure that adds anxiety. Like, even though you have your business, having that layoff can still happen here because of that fear of the competition.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's probably still kind of like,
having a business,
it's
mentally, you're like, woo, like this doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop, I know.
Yeah.
So, what motivated you to start your business? Which you already kind of explained. So I'm not even.
Yeah, and my kids, my family. Like I had to do something for my family, and I was lucky, like I said, that I have a husband that had a full-time job. You know, he was like very stable for so many years on the same job. So I had to I have to do something, and my kids. I think as a mother, always your kids are the most important thing. And I saw my daughter, that her name is Andrea. She is very healthy for her age, and say, okay, let's do something that is related to health, and that's what I named the business after her.
I don't know what to say because it reminds me of like the fact that like when we have kids, we kind of start to see things that we didn't really used to notice before, like the health, like what you're mentioning, like the juicing and making sure there's no preservatives, because you want your kids to live longer than you. You don't want your kids to be dealing with the same health problems or generation. So it's interesting how that kind of intertwines, and I'm really also too I'm proud of you because the fact that you guys are trying to own a business, you're modeling for Andrea, and it's showing Andrea like, wow, like my mom and my dad can do this business and make it work. And even if there is hard times, because there has to be hard times, and we're human beings, like, it's not always happy dandy, and even though there's hard times, working towards it and for her to see that and seeing that it's not always has to be happy dandy, but there's ways of seeing the positive so that you guys can continue on going and pursuing the dreams and the businesses that you guys want to pursue despite barriers and things like that.
No, it is a great example for them. I have a son too. He's 16 years old, and I'm telling him, obviously I want him to go to university and say, look, we have a business, but look how we're working. Like, we know the time,
there is the pros and the cons, right?
Yeah, we know the time that we're coming, but we don't know what time are we leaving or how hard we have to work sometimes. So I think that's a great example for them. They know how much we, how many hours we put in, how much work we're putting into this business. So I'm confident that they're gonna be doing even better than us.
Well, usually, as personality-wise, you kind of figure out like, is the business for me? Is artsy for me?
Yeah, maybe they're not gonna be into this business, but I know they're gonna be doing something. Yeah,
I believe you.
Yeah,
Because if you guys are modeling, that's what I always try to explain to the community is the fact that like when we model, it transfers over so much without us even knowing. So them doing that alone, the kids are gonna see like, wow, I can own my own business, or I may not do Andreas Kitchen or similar to that, but let me do something similar where I can do my own thing and be my own boss and get to that point. And even though my parents went through all this stuff, I can go through my struggles and continue to keep on pushing. Especially with social media, it's such a huge opportunity.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So my other question would be, how was your mental health affected when starting, and how is it currently?
Okay, so let me explain to you. We were looking for a location, right, for almost a year. It wasn't easy, right, because we didn't have any loan. We have money that we save, right? So we didn't have a loan, so we had a budget, and looking for a place that was within my budget was kind of difficult, because wasn't a big budget. So we were looking and just it didn't happen, right? So we said, let's take a break, because it definitely was causing like fights, I was getting pressed. I was feeling that I was not able to do what I wanted. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, I want to run a business, but I found all these obstacles, that basically they were money, that they were not letting me take the next step. I was like, I just want to make my juices. Like, that's all I want to do. Why they're not letting me? And that was just the beginning. After that, like I said, we took like 2 months break, and I had a broker, and she kept the contact of the manager that was in charge of this building, because I went to check next door actually. I went to check next door. So they kept their contact and say, hey, they're selling the business next to the one you went to check, and they're selling at a very affordable price. And we're like, okay, I think we can negotiate the numbers. And I live nearly like 10 minutes from here, so it was perfect for us, still close to my kids' schools. So that was the second part of the stress, because the owner from here didn't want to deal with a broker. Wow. So
think about that. You see, that doesn't even. The business transaction.
Yeah, so we didn't know what we were reading, basically. Like, we were reading papers, but we didn't know. So my broker, even though she was not getting paid for helping me, she was kind of over the phone saying, okay, no, you're gonna say this, you're gonna sign that, no, you're not gonna sign this paper, tell her to wait. But it was a stress. You know what I mean? I remember one day that we're this close to start the escrow for the business, she called me, Tatiana, don't sign. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm literally in the corner of the office. Like, she knows that I'm like about to get there to sign. I already said that she's like, don't sign. That day I got sick. I felt like I was gonna pass out. Yeah, I was shaking. My heartbeat was like.
Adrenaline was probably
everything.
I was probably so angry and like scared and confused. Like,
what do you mean you don't want to sign? I want my location. She's like, I know what I'm saying. This don't sign. And I was like, but I'm gonna lose this opportunity. Like I felt like in that moment that I was losing what I already almost had. So it was like I would say like a week going back and forth with the owner. So it was very stressful until like we finally agreed and signed that escrow, and we wait like another month until we got the keys.
And did she ever tell you why you needed to wait? The anticipation? Or is that too private?
We could say it is because it's like when you're selling something, like you don't want the owner to think that you're desperate, basically.
Making sure you get it.
I was like, when I was desperate. Like, I didn't get it. But I wanted. Like, what am I gonna
And then she's trying to save you a little bit more money, probably.
Yeah.
Just be patient. That's one thing I keep hearing a lot.
Oh, heck yeah.
These entrepreneurs and saying when you start a business that we have to be patient. Because sometimes we can self-sabotage. We can self-sabotage if we're not patient.
Oh, like I'm telling you, it took me almost 1 year to find the place, and that last 2 months that we were going back and forth texting, it was like I was desperate and patient, and I'm not patient. Like without doing any type of transaction, I'm not a patient person. I'm lucky that he is very. He's like, don't worry.
He balances it out,
And I was like,
dude,
no.
you need that, dude. And even at that, I don't want people to feel sad like, well, I don't have a partner, or I'm not married. You can have
your friends,
sibling. Even ironically, my brother has helped me a lot through my process. I go when I'm feeling a little emotional, he helps me think like logic. Oh, okay.
Oh no, look, I had him, but to be honest, I had so many friends.
Oh, that's good.
That
me
support
too.
me. People that knew about, how bad we wanted this, organization, non-profit organizations that help us through the process. So we did have a lot of help. Yeah, we did have a lot of help.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask you another question. What are the interventions and coping skills that you've used? And I don't know if have you listened to some of my videos when I explain what interventions and coping skills are? Interventions and coping skills is just a fancy word of saying a way for you to cope. Like, however, if you're feeling stressed, depressed, or you're feeling anxious, what is it? I'm asking you, I was like, Tatiana, what is it that you might do? Anything, like, and I know that she exercised. I know that that's considered a coping mechanism. Like, if you're feeling anxious, depressed, some people may not be able to get up to go work out, but if you're feeling anxious, sometimes it's a little bit easier. So what type of interventions and coping skills do you think you've done during this whole process of you doing your business? And like, what has worked and what has not? Because, sometimes we think like, oh, well, this is going to help.
I'll be very honest with you. I cried a lot.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
use it as a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Just cry it out.
I cry. I go to the gym. I have a great support system. My friends from the gym, and they're awesome. And they even know when I walk in and they see me like because I'm always smiling. I'm not to smile.
Okay.
So when they see me that I'm not smiling, just like a sad face, I guess, they're like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Well, I'm not feeling good," And they're like, "Okay, let's do something." And the gym, my friends, my family, those are the ones that really helped me. And I did have those. I still have those moments sometimes, and so many things that you want to do at the same time. And when something is not the way you want it, at least in my case, I do feel stressed. And because I'm not a perfectionist, but I like things a certain way.
I was going to ask, you struggle with being a perfectionist.
Yes. So when it's not like that, I do get upset or mad or sad depending on the situation. But yeah, going to the gym, like I said, I'm gonna repeat that a lot of times. But my husband is the person that he knows me, so he even said, "Okay, go to the gym, go get your nails done, or let's go have a drink."
He leaves you to do self-care.
Yes. I went to the spa a couple times, so it is my way. Like I just have to stop thinking about it. Because that's my problem. I think
we overthink. We just over and over and over. We overanalyze things.
Yes,
we do.
And that's a problem right there. Yeah. Because if you don't stop thinking about it, it
really drains you in so many. Just in everything. It just drains you.
Yeah, it drains you.
Because that's all you're thinking over and over and over. Like
So if I go somewhere that I like, I'm not gonna be thinking about it.
And what would you say, has there been any coping mechanisms that didn't help you, that you noticed that just did not, when people do this, or when this happens, or when I do that?
If I'm forcing things, so for example, if he will say go to the spa with your friends, but I don't even feel in that mood to go, even though I know that it will make me think about something else, but I'm just not in the mood to even go, it doesn't work.
So it has to be something.
It has to be something that I'm okay doing it, that I feel like okay, I will do this and with no problem.
Not being pressured to do it.
Not being pressured, exactly. Yeah. That's it.
All right, so I'm going to ask her the last question for Tatiana is, what advice can you give that can bring someone value if they're starting a new business or transitioning to something new?
Two things. One, to be very patient. You have to. Whatever is for you is going to come. You just have to wait. And I know sometimes we don't like to wait, but just trust the process. Whatever you're doing, you have to trust the process. And the second one is to make sure you're asking for help.
Yeah.
Okay? Nope. Sometimes we think that we can do everything, that we don't need anyone. The biggest lie. You have to ask for help. And I know sometimes we think that we're going to spend more money if we go to an advisor, but there is so many resources that we have that sometimes we don't know. But I also like to say this, like I say this almost all my interviews, that there is an organization called the SBDC. SBDC. They could help you from register your business to to get your loan. So they help you with everything that you need to start your business. They can help you with like your business plan. They can help you to find the location. They can help, like, they don't directly help you, they refer you to other people, but everything is free. You don't have to pay. I got a lawyer for like good 2 hours. That will cost me a lot of money to go to a lawyer, because it was a lawyer for a commercial, because I was buying the business, so it was a lawyer specifically just for that, and I didn't pay a penny for it. So just go, always ask for help. Google, just ask, because there is always someone that knows something that you don't know. Yeah.
That's what you always hear me say, teamwork makes a dream work. It's not silly. I learned that from when I worked at Target, and it stuck with me because I saw.
I used to work at Target too.
Yes, you see? Well, you got laid off there? Was it there when they let you go?
No.
Okay, good. No.
I left Target.
I did too. I had a bad experience. I think you guys know, but that's a whole nother video. I had a bad experience there. But besides me exiting now, I love that they were so about teamwork, and I saw how it worked. And now and it's true. And at Target they kind of force you to work together. So it's a good skill set that they taught us, and I think that if we apply it in our business, we won't be as stressed. And sometimes we don't realize that we have those people around us that can help us, and we're looking somewhere else.
Yeah, like you have to.
Yes,
I hate Tatiana. How do you know? Like, so many people is like, it's not that I know them. I just throw myself whatever and I ask. Yeah. Like, it's nothing wrong with asking. Like, being a business owner or having a project doesn't mean that you know everything. It doesn't, like, it means that you have an idea or a good product, good service, but you still have to ask for things that you don't know. Like I said, when we were reading that contract, like, I was reading, but I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm reading. I don't even know what these words mean. Like, I was literally going to Google to check what was that mean, because I didn't know. The lawyer, she knew about, as I was a kid, so what does that mean, that sentence? She was explaining to me. Even when I went to take my business manager certification, I was like, okay, I only have 2 hours to listen to this guy to make sure I pass this test. You can do it yourself, but you can also pay and listen to someone who's gonna explain to you like the whole thing. I'm like, I gotta go pay, listen, understand, and then take my test.
I know, right? That's interesting.
Yeah. Why are you gonna suffer? Like, come on.
Yeah. Well, I was really shocked that there actually is a nonprofit that gives you business help for free. So I'm going to grab that information from her, and I'm going to make sure I link all that stuff below.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So that anyone that wants to start a business and you feel like, well, I don't have any money, well, there's no excuse.
And they have workshops every month, like different workshops. Right now I saw one for people that would like to start their food truck business. They have like a whole workshop just for that. Another for Instagram, Google. So I will send you the, for free.
Like almost used.
And it's almost all over
LA County?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I'm going to look into that. I'm really happy that you were willing to interview with me. There is certain things that I'm going to work on behind the scenes. Like, I am going to try to get a group of women to start having discussions that are really hard. So maybe, Tatiana can join into one of these discussions in the future. Stay tuned for that. That's coming in the works. But thank you so much for being here. And like I said, I'm so happy that she was willing to be open, because it's important that we have conversations when we are talking about business and our mental health. Because mental health, like how Tatiana said when we first talked, it's like mental health is like a normal thing. It shouldn't be a bad or good thing. It's mental health.
Come on, we're humans.
So I want to take that idea too out of people's head that mental health is just bad. No, it's a journey. It's a good and bad too, and mental health can also be a positive thing too. So I'm proud of you, Tatiana, for being able to share, and thank you for being here. Please do not forget to subscribe. I am gonna be leaving her handle there so you guys can check out her Instagram, her website, and all that good stuff. Hopefully you guys can come to her shop. This is her background and stuff. It's located in Monte in California. It's really, and I don't know if you want to introduce your husband.
Hey, honey, you want to say hi? Or bye, actually?
You want to say bye? Like, hey, I'm the supportive husband. No, shy, no.
I'm messy.
Ay, come on,
oh, come on.
Put it there. Oh, he's probably playing on his phone. That's.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Taking a break.
You want to say right?
Just say bye. Why say my goodbye? So thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to comment. Comment on her page. Comment on mine if you have any questions. And don't forget to share this video if anybody's interested about what she has to say. And if you want to ask her more questions about her business, go and DM her, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
She'll probably link you with some places and stuff. So I'll talk to everybody later and bye. Today on Chelly's Mental Wealth, I'm going to be interviewing Andreas Kitchen. I met Andrea through the Health and Wellness Expo.
I'm Tatiana. That's my daughter. I'm sorry to cut you like that. I'm so sorry.
I think all of us should have a hobby of some kind. If they like to play, get them a good instrument and play. You don't have to try to make a living out of it, just play it.